Well met, wayfarer. Prithee tarry here a while, leastways purvey a moment of thy time, for thou hast met me upon a divine conjunction. I have communicated with the one which resides in the highest heaven, whom I shall call Exolenc. He has named me Suprectius Immerturnus Requilus, and put a crown on mine head, saying, Thou that hast been cast into the wilderness, thou shalt be called King of Factoris, and Protector of her people. Hence shall I lead Factoris with integrity and honour, by the grace of Exolenc. Now, whilst I forage the wilderness for resources and materials, let me tell you, for 'twould be reasonable to assume that thou knowest not who I am, for I am a former king, a king of a kingdom of which I am now cast away due to the forces of evil. This force I shall call Solucaire, which means the devil. He took his wicked and twisted forces to overwhelm our peaceful kingdom, and thereby I was defeated and slain. O wherefore 'tis therefore that I speak and are alive? It is by Exolenc. 'Tis by this divine celestial deity that has thus delivered me unto death. Now, a secondary question that thou wouldst wonder, I suppose. Wherefore 'tis I speak like Shakespeare? Aye, I know these wondrous mortals. 'Tis due to a fact, a belief, which I shall thereby define as the Factorite conjunctivism. This conjunctivism is what allows one to assume two bodies, one in this world and another in thine own. For I know that the kingdoms of Factoris and thine own world are different, are unique. Therefore I tell you that there is one body in this world and the same body on earth. Well, it could be in different forms of reincarnation. For example, one of you might be a single blade of grass, another might be a leaf upon a tree. But know this, the kingdom of Factoris and the kingdom of your world are not dissimilar. Now perhaps I shall tell you a little bit further about the first Factorite insurrection, of which I alluded previously. It was a wicked design to capitulate, or cause capitulation, to subjugate the lands of Factoris and her peaceful leaders into one of chaos and discord, tyranny and revolt. I did not stand for it, so I fought and fell. But still I was delivered by Exolenc. This is why I heed its celestial guidance, and will therefore build this new kingdom, which you see before you is no wilderness, but will one day be a vast kingdom. And know ye that ye shall be part of this kingdom as well, as I alluded to. For thou could assume this blade of grass, this strip of oaken log, or any other thing on this earth. And therefore, by that assumption, you are part of the kingdom of Factoris, and I tell you that verily and truthfully. Now, if you have any further question by which you are not satisfied with my answer, then I do conjure you, with sincerity, that you speak and ask with resolve and confidence, for mine intention is not to bemuse, but rather to expose the light of Exolenk, and to do its bidding. I shall continue to gather materials, and once I have achieved and attained a sufficient quantity, I shall come back hither to you, and display all my riches upon mine own inventory, and hence shall I construct a settlement in a place I desire, and thou would be amenable for such a thing. Therefore, be still, I beg you. Alas, 'tis near unto night, and yet I have no place, no satisfactory place upon which to rest mine head. Look there, the moon, she rises, and now the ministers of Solucaire will appear unto me, and will attempt to strike me down and smite me firmly. But nay, I am resolute, and shall continue this perilous journey, until I have thus found a place to rest mine head. Mine only sustenance are these sweet berries, of which I have 23. But these will not satisfy me permanently. Alas, I suppose I shall make mine own shelter in this dismal place, this dark, perilous cave, and yet quite small. Aye, there it is, when rocks impregnable are not so stout. It is one of Shakespeare's verses, no, in one of his sonnets. I've uncovered that this seemingly small cave extends and extrudes into a cavernous tunnel. And yea, I have uncovered even this coal hole. From which I will be able to produce light and provide for all mine viewers who are gathered hither. A dozen. For all these sweet eyes do dwell upon a dismal sight, that a king must dwell and retreat in this piteous place. 'Tis improper, I tell you. And lo, the rays of sunshine are like Exolenk's rays, coming down unto me as he provides this new day unto us all. Behold the moon, she has retreated, and has made way for the sun. And whilst that transpired, I took haste, and privily made a mine on which I could extract resources. And whilst I ventured down into the abyss, I happened upon a cavern so vast that the ministers of Solucaire dared to grace it. These are the ministers of evil, and hence I shall hang them, hang thee, monster. indeed. For was it not said that darkness shall not see light, or that the ministers thereof shall be afraid to grace the light? Therefore the ministers of darkness will not appear, if I provide light unto them, which is why I spread these torches about like so. That this swarm of arachnids shall provide no further threat unto our peaceful folk. And behold, even the ministers of darkness themselves have discord between them. One is a victor, but both shall be slain in time. I shall attempt to smite all of these perils of the darkness. But above all fear this one, for his mind is so fueled with hatred that upon contact he shall explode unto me. And even so I am near unto death, for these ministers do conjure me to perish, but I shall not. For the power of Exoleng saves me, and will deliver me unto a new day. Therefore, I shall not end, or perhaps I shall, for I have perished. But yea, never forget that Exoleng shall be with me, and therefore I shall be reconjured unto the world. I have no need to depart posthaste, for, again I repeat, Exoleng shall be with you and I, always, and shall always deliver me unto death. Indeed, I have retraced my steps, therefore, and mine occurrences too, and have come back unto this cave, whose being so dismally and dishonourably smote me and caused me to perish, but I shall not let it occur again, leastways not without mine own prudence. One of them brandishes a spade, onto which he will attack. It is ineffective, I suppose. This most unnatural being, away with you, be gone! Unto me this juvenile comes. This juvenile doth best me in combat, and posthaste I shall retreat this wicked land. For nearly I starve unto death. And the sun draws nigh. Perhaps I were consigned to this dismal condition, rather than disport in the field, and toil here. Nay, it shall not be so. I do beseech you, and do conjure you to wait and have patience, and expect your king to do good, and construct a habitation unto which I can reasonably and satisfactorily reside. Lo, after hours multiple, I have come upon a most picturesque meadow. But 'tis not all I have done in all this time, for behind me lies mine own habitation. This will satisfy me for a while, I do presume, and you shall surely notice a tocsin upon the highest watchtower. And that is because, while unobtainable by means of mortal hands, it is obtainable, for over yonder there is a village created by other mortals that live upon this earth, and reside in the kingdom of Factoris, as I do. Hither will they behold the majesty of the king that has just made his own habitation among them, his first, in fact. But alack, it is getting late, therefore to bed I go, and upon the break of dawn let us go hence to this village, which is, truthfully, quite meek, modest, but then piteous for reasons I shall soon show you. For over yonder it renders upon mine vision the mortal enemy of this most humble village, the outpost of wild huntsmen. Therefore beware. Perhaps I shall best this wild huntsman outpost, but it shall not be today. Behold. Behold this peasant in particular, whose fascination upon this chimney, it seems, is rather formidable. For he shall spend the entire day upon this roof, without any interruption from me. He shall stare upon this chimney, this pole, for many hours. Even unto night he shall continue, when all of his neighbors are to bed. He shall continue in this idle state. This fainéant has nothing to do but to watch, as though by magic this chimney shall sprout legs and walk. Nay, it shall not be. Now, back upon mine own settlement, I have need of a book, for I am to write my first chronicle of Factoris, and yet I have no means perforce to create a book, for it requires leather, of which I have one, but paper also in order to construct the book, of which I have 0. Therefore resolve me this, and be still, I beg you. Delivered unto a new land by Exolink, thy king circumnavigated the wilderness, neither on an horse nor an ass, but on foot. And though an host of Sabica's minions compassed about him, he showed no fear. Yea, though he was expired by a spider, the grace of Exolink brought breath into his nostrils anew, and raised him from unto the wicked snares of death. Hence resolved he to sprout forth a new habitation unto Factoris, and so he did. For surely it would come to pass, A resolute king which would defy death himself shall suffer no mortal boundary. Glory be to Exolenk.